Good? Okay. All right, well, hello everyone. Happy New Year. My name is Laura DeSimone. I'm the interim principal at Fleetwood Elementary School. I'm here this evening with my assistant principal, Mrs. Erin Tennell, and I'm here today to talk to you about how Fleetwood is leaning into literacy, and we'll get started. I'm going to share with you our academic commitment is using small group instruction to help students with literacy. By June 2024, all professional staff will implement tiered research-based interventions, resulting in an increase of 3 to 5 percentage points in student proficiency on the end-of-year STAR and New York State assessments. Student achievement data will reflect the equitable distribution of outcomes across all learners, and this will be measured by Learning Walk data. So in summary, our Wonders program that the district uses has a phonics screener. So we've taken that phonics screener and we administer it quarterly. Teachers record the data, they collect it into a school-wide spreadsheet. The teachers create lesson plans by analyzing the phonics data, and also STAR data has some reports that we use as well, and we use this data to adjust groups based on these different data sets. Small groups are implemented to support homogeneous instruction on a daily basis. Administrators observe students and teachers in small group instruction on a daily basis. That's through walkthroughs and observations. Administrators meet with teachers as a team and individually to review literacy and STAR data and plan for future instruction. We have weekly PLCs across grade levels, and we just completed one-on-one data meetings with all teachers in grades K to 3. So creating a school-wide data tracker for our phonics assessment, there's a little clip of it there on your screen. Again, teachers received staff training before school began on how to administer the assessment with fidelity and how to input the data into the phonics screener. Teachers administered it to the students and input it into this tracker. The data is used to develop small group instruction. How this differs from STAR data is that each task targets a different phonological awareness piece, and it's aligned. Again, this is from our Wonders program, and it helps teachers really pinpoint exactly the strategies that they can use within their small group instruction. So we've seen improved skills and knowledge in decoding, increase in fluency in reading, and enhanced word recognition. We've also have improved responsiveness to student progress and challenges. So again, this is really pinpointing what students can do independently and then what they need instructionally in small groups. This is an example. Is that all I had? Okay. So this is just a sample from 3rd grade. This is our tracker. You can see that there are 10 tasks that that we administer to students. And if you see in the first row with cycle 1, this is 3rd grade. We had 160 3rd graders. They were assessed, and this is you can see 57 students in September needed letter names and sounds, and that's what their small groups targeted. At the end of that first row, you can see 29 students completed the phonics assessment. So we had 29 children proficiently completing all 10 of these different tasks. In cycle 2, those 29 students were not assessed again, right? Because they completed the assessment and they move into guided reading and comprehension and different areas of instruction. After cycle 2 in December, 14 more students were proficient. And the goal is that the decrease in participation demonstrates the mastery in the phonics, which would result in more proficiency in STAR. So the goal is that this is helping us target what students need to learn to read, and that they're becoming more proficient in our local measures of STAR.
I have a quick question.
Sure.
If I may, just if you can go back to that slide. Mm-hmm. So 29 of our students out of the 160 basically completed. Mm-hmm. So they didn't have to go to cycle 2.
No.
Okay. So then would that then leave 131 students that needed to be assessed instead of 139?
So you have to remember, it's not articulating myself correctly, but we've had new admits, right? So we have new children entering the school every week, so the numbers won't perfectly align because
Okay.
of how transient students are.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. So we had the highest growth in STAR early literacy from September to November in the district with a median student growth of 54%. So that was very exciting to share with our teachers. And this is just an overview of the growth that we've had in STAR data. So in K through 3, we've had growth in reading. And growth is growth, even if just 1%, right? So it's also important to take into account that once students master early literacy, then they move into STAR reading proficiency. So we have seen growth across the board in STAR, so that just is an indicator for us to keep going and to continue to target students and what they need in small groups. And then, okay, so 2 more minutes, okay. So addressing our ELA scores, one other big initiative that started today, actually, we do 3rd grade Getting a Win. So this uses STAR scale scores to homogeneously group students across the grade. So all of our 3rd grade students, we look at their STAR scale scores, we divide them into smaller groups. So we have about 28 to 29 3rd graders in each class, and then we have a couple of teaching assistants, we have our resource room teacher, our reading teachers, and we redistribute the students based on their scale scores. So that AIS period that we have every day, they're teaching homogeneously to those students based on what their level is. So everyone's focusing on close reading strategies with scaffolded texts and utilizing a RACE acronym that helps them structure their writing. And everyone's also using a My Learning, which is a computer program to help with typing. Okay?
I'm sorry, just a quick question. If you go back to the screen, when you refer to STAR, is that the STAR Renaissance program? Okay.
In math,
Can you go back to the cycle 1 and cycle 2 slide for 1 second? Because one of the other things that jumps out at me is how the number of kids who are at task 1 from cycle 1 to cycle 2 move forward to either task 2 or 3 or 4, and those numbers increase. So even though they might not have reached total proficiency at task 10, they are progressing.
yes. Okay. Using common assessments with a focus on power standards, chapter tests, informal assessment, using pictures and visuals and manipulatives to solve math problems, and using the read, draw, write strategy for problem solving. And then, I know my time is up, but the last thing that I'll say is I have a wonderful staff and community. They work very hard to communicate with families, so I just want to say that they are working very hard. I couldn't ask for more, and really involving community has been key, and building up our PTA. That was because our teachers became involved and got the community involved as well. So we've had a lot of success with parent workshops this year, and after-school PTA events have been very successful. So thank you.